Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So, this is number 10 in my top 10 most influential bands. Might come to no surprises to any of you, might come to a surprise to some of you, but this band is Rammstein, and I would not be where I'm at in my musical journey today if it wasn't for this band. Fun fact, Rammstein, their song Benzene was one of the first songs I learned how to play fully on guitar. So, let's go.
Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt bei Acht. Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich hab euch etwas mitgebracht. Hab es aus meiner Brust gerissen. Mit diesem Herz hab ich die Macht, die Augenlider zu erpressen. Ich singe, bis der Tag erwacht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament. Schwarze Feen, sie kriechen aus dem Kellerschacht.
So, in my mind, Rammstein is the quintessential staple in the category of industrial metal. If it wasn't for this band, industrial metal, in my opinion, would not be as big as it is all over the world. You know, these guys started in Germany when Germany was still, parts of Germany was still under the rule of communism. They were starting to form this band. You know, Rammstein has been a staple of the free world since, freedom came to the East. And it's crazy that years down the road, they still have a huge cult following in the United States, and people wait for years just to see them tour at, one of their 3 to 5 stops in the U.S.
Und werden unter euer Werkzeug sehen. Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht. Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich hab euch etwas mitgebracht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament.
So the really cool thing about this song is that, it's really catchy. It's not just heavy, in-your-face metal. It has this stripped-down section where they shut off the distortion of the guitars and just do the twangy thing like a grandpa's guitar would. But then they go back into the heavy section, and, it just fits so perfectly well together. Most bands that are overly soft, I have zero interest in them, but Rammstein blends kind of the melody and the softness of other styles of music into their version of nu metal, Townsend metal, and it just fits together effortlessly.
Und stehlen eure kleinen heißen Tränen. Sie warten, bis der Mond erwacht und drücken
crazy that this song came out in 2001 off of the Mutter album, and back then in 2016 they're playing it like it is still brand new, fresh off the press. They're still getting into the song. It still clearly means something to them that they're interacting with the music, they're interacting right with the crowd. This is one of the main reasons why Rammstein has been voted multiple years in a row as the greatest live band to see. In my personal opinion, the bands that I have seen live that I believe have the greatest stage show, the greatest sound quality, and the overall best value for the massive amount of money I paid would be Rammstein and Metallica. Both times I've seen those bands, they have never disappointed. They played pretty much everything I wanted to hear. And after, both times seeing those bands, I come out and I can barely even speak because I know the words to every single lyric. Metallica in English, Rammstein in German. And I'll scream them at the top of my lungs in German. Granted, I only know a few words in German, so I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But I understand. It just something from the inside, it comes out. Dankeschön, spasiba, spasiba, spasiba Gasbolt. Couple of the words for thank you I know in 2 languages. So this is the final band that was influential in my musical development, as a music fan and also as a former musician. This band really took shape in my life in my teen years. Like I said, I really got into them in 2001. The reason why I got into these guys is because they were showcased in a very short clip in the movie Triple X that came out about the same year, 2001, 2002, with Vin Diesel. It's one of the coolest action movies, but, realistically, one of the reasons why I liked the movie so much is because it had, badass metal in it from Germany. And, ever since I saw that clip in Triple X, it was one of my personal goals to see Rammstein live. And it took multiple years before that happened because they never come to the U.S. And whenever they do, on a very random occasion, very rare occasion, everything sells out. They came once in 2001 or 2 on the Pledge of Allegiance tour with Slipknot. Freaking sold out all over the place. Because of Triple X and Slipknot on the Iowa album, Standing Room Only, Rammstein on the Mutter album. That would have been an absolute perfect show. I wish I could have been there. I would have been 2001. I was 15, so that would have been just a show of a lifetime that I would never be able to forget. I think Mudvayne was at that concert too. I don't totally remember. Not 100% sure on that, but I didn't get to see Rammstein live until 2012. Because the other times they came to the U.S., they only came to New York or they only came to California. They did 2 dates in the U.S. and 3 or 4 dates in Canada, and then they were back to Germany. Just because it's very expensive to take their stage show from Germany to the U.S. And then also with being licensed in pyrotechnics in Europe. They have to be licensed to use pyrotechnics here in the United States. So it equates to a lot of money and a lot of time. It's one of the reasons why they haven't played over here a whole lot. But they do have a massive fan base in the United States. Like I said, whenever Rammstein comes to the United States, they headline. They play stadiums. The stadiums sell out. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you're having a great day or night wherever you're at. And as always, keep it metal.